Okay, I would like to introduce myself. I am Andrelen Isoldo, and this is my presentation on generations of computer. Computer. A computer is a machine that manipulates data according to set of instructions. A computer is a programmable machine that receives input, stores, and provides output in a useful format. They can be constructed out of almost anything. So, Asya, Alicia, and examples sa computer at na-image sa right side. Okay, next. Father of computer, Charles Babbage, a British mathematics professor, is regarded as the father of computers. He was born in England in 1792 as the son of a rich banker from Devon. He was inspired by Napier's logarithm tables and Napier's lags and bones. He began to design a difference engine in 1821, which was a very large and complicated machine intended for doing logarithmic calculations automatically. So, Alice Babbage, Charles Babbage. Generations of computer. There are five generations of computers, which is first generation 1946 to 1955, second generation 1956 to 1965, third generation 1966 to 1975, fourth generation 1976 to 1985, fifth generation 1986 onward. So this is the generations of computer. Then next. First generation computer, 1946 to 1955. First generation computer uses vacuum tubes, magnetic tape drives, and magnetic core memories were developed. ENIAC, or Electronic Numeric Integrator and Calculator, was the first electronic digital computer. It uses about 18,000 vacuum tubes. Its size was too much large. This was very hard to read and write programs by every person. The first generation computer produces too much heat. So this is the first generation computer, and EA examples in 1946 to 1955. Then we proceed the next part. So as shown in Alicia and examples and first generation computer. Material used in first generation computers, which is vacuum tubes, magnetic drum, 4000 bits, hardware programs in computers. So actually and material used in first generation computers. Then first generation languages, or abbreviated as 1GL, represent the very early primitive computer languages that consisted entirely of ones and zeros, the actual language that the computer understands, or machine language. This language is also known as binary language. So actually sila ang iya examples and first generation languages, 1GL, sa right side na image. Then we proceed to the next part. Then second generation computer, 1956 to 1965. Second generation computer uses a new electronic device called transistors in the place of vacuum tube. Storage capacity of computer also increased during this generation. Second generation computers also started showing the characteristics of modern day computers with utilities such as printers, desk storage, and operating systems. Main financial information was processed using these computers. So, asya ini an example sa second generation computers sa 1956 to 1965. Then next. So, asa na adisiya ang example sa second generation computer. Then, material use ng second generation computers, transistors, magnetic cores, 32,000 bits, punch cards. Then, second generation languages, 2GL, represent a step up from the first generation languages, allow for the use of symbolic names instead of just numbers. Second generation languages are known as assembly languages. Code written in an assembly language is converted into machine language, 1GL. So, asya ini siya an example sa second generation language, 2GL. Adina image sa right side. Then next. Then we proceed to third generation computer, 1966 to 1975. In third generation computer, transistor were replaced with integrated circuit, or IC, which is a combination of number of transistors and other electronic components fused together on single crystal. This generation machine uses magnetic tape and magnetic disk as secondary storage device. So this is the example of third generation computer. Then, as na siya an image sa iya pinaka-example sa third generation computer. This image. Okay. Then, ang material used naman sa third generation computer, which is silicon chips, cores, ICs, 128,000 bits, then keyboard entry. Next. Third generation languages, 3GL. With the language introduced by the third generation of computer programming, words and commands, or instead of just symbols and numbers, were being used, these languages therefore had syntax that was much easier to understand. Third generation languages are known as high-level languages and include C, C++, Java, and JavaScript, among others. So, asya ini siya an example sa third generation languages and 3GL, which is an C-C++. Okay, then next. Fourth generation computer, or 1976 to 1985. In fourth generation computer, IC, were replaced with microprocessors. A microprocessor's chip consists of entire central processing unit in a single chip. Computing speed increased due to the reduction of cost and the availability of the computer's power at a small place allowed everyday user to benefit. So, asya ini na siya ang fourth generation computers sa 1976 to 1985. Then, we proceed to the next part. So, asya na siya ang examples ng fourth generation computers, which is this image. Then, material used sa fourth generation computers, which is microprocessors, ICs, LCIs, 100 million bits with programs of desks. So, we proceed to the next part. Fourth generation languages, or 4GL. The syntax used in 4GL is very close to human language, an improvement from the previous generation of languages. 4GL languages are typically used to access databases and includes SQL and Cold Fusion, among others. So this is the examples of fourth generation computers of 4GL, which is SQL. Okay, then next. We proceed to fifth generation computers, 1986 onwards. So, in fifth generation computer, VLSI, technology were replaced by ultra-large scale integration, or ULSI technology. This technology helped to develop very small but extremely powerful and fast computers which come to be known as robots. The fifth generation computers will be under artificial intelligence. The idea of fifth generation computer was introduced by Japan's Ministry of International Trade and Industry in 1982. So this is the examples of fifth generation computer onward. Then, so asya na adisiya and iya examples of fifth generation computer. This image. Okay, we'll proceed to the next part. Fifth generation languages 5G. Fifth generation languages are currently being used for neural networks. A neural network is a form of artificial intelligence that attempts to imitate how the human mind works. So, asya na inisiya ang pinaka-artificial intelligence, the human mind works. Inisiya na image, asya inisiya na examples. Then, vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes. First generation electronic computers use vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes are glass tubes with circuits inside. Vacuum tubes have no air inside of them, which protects the circuitry. Okay, so this is the examples of vacuum tubes. Glass envelope, laying, anode, then filament. So we proceed to the next part. Transistors. Transistors first uses silicon developed in 1948 won a Nobel Prize for on-off switch. Second generation computers use transistors starting in 1956, replaced vacuum tubes with transistors. And this is the examples of transistors. This image. Okay, we'll proceed to the next part. Then, integrated circuits. Integrated circuits. Third generation computers use integration circuits, chips. Integrated circuits are transistors, resistors, and capacitors integrated together into a single chip. So, asya yun siya examples. Mana sound chip. This is the examples of integrated circuits. Then, we proceed the microprocessor. Microprocessor. The 404 had 2,250 transistors, 4-bit chunks, or 4 ones or zeros, 100 THz, called microchip. Getting smaller and smaller, but we are still using microchip technology. Then it is used in fourth generation computers. So, asya yun siya ang examples ng microprocessor. This image sa left side. Or right side para siya. Okay. So, that's all my presentation. Thank you.